Okay. All right. Yeah, it's 5:10 on the dot. And thank you so much for all of you all being here. Good afternoon again, and welcome to our annual Title I program planning meeting. I am Angela Cooks, and I'm the assistant principal overseeing the Title I program. Joining me today is Mr. Michael Doan. We all know Mr. Michael Doan as our parent instructional coordinator. We're also joined by, I see one assistant principal in today, Ms. Antalia Fowler. Thank you for being here, Ms. Fowler. And we also have some wonderful individuals who are interpreting for us today on our meeting. We have Ms. Lindsay Lopez and Ms. T. Nguyen. Thank you for helping us to facilitate today's planning session. So I would like to also just let you know that we have a program coordinator who is Miss Dina Jones. She's not here with us tonight, but she is our support from the district level in helping us to implement all of our Title I program requirements. Again, thank you to everyone for taking your time this afternoon to be with us. Your input is crucial as we plan for the upcoming school year and we make decisions that directly impact the success of our students. During today's meeting, and Mr. Doan, you can advance to that. Here are the things that we aim to do today. We're going to be reviewing local and district data. We're going to discuss some of our strengths, our needs, and establish some goals when it comes to our family engagement. We're going to look at our Title I budget and how it supports our school goals. And then we'll have an opportunity to help to revise that family engagement document. Mr. Doan will go through that with us this year. We're going to go through a lot of information that deals with our school data, but we're going to take not going to take a deep dive with that information. We're going to just do an overview because throughout the year, our students and our teachers, our teachers are working on this information and this data ongoing. So our teachers, our leadership team, counselors, our area superintendent, we usually get together about every 45 days and do a data review. And we highlight all of the areas in terms of our instruction, our discipline, our social emotional learning in the school. So all of those areas are looked at every 45 days, but we do need your insight and your perspective from the parent and community side of that. If there's some things that you want us to know that would help your child be more successful in the school, we're going to ask that you give us some information about that in several times throughout this presentation, through unmuting your microphone or through just giving us feedback in the chat. So we'll pause throughout the meeting to let you reflect and actively seek your input. So now that we've got the housekeeping items covered, we're going to go ahead and get started. As we always begin our meetings with title, we want to just make sure that everyone is familiar with what Title I is and its purpose. So Title I is the largest federal assistance program for schools. It provides supports to students who are most at risk for not meeting state academic standards. It also supports parents by offering workshops and training opportunities to help increase their involvement in the children's education. We receive those title funds from the U.S. Department of Education through the Department of Georgia Education. And these additional resources help us to support all of the things that we want to do to help our students succeed. You can go to the next one. So this meeting, again, is not just about sharing a lot of the data, but it's also receiving your input and suggestions, again, to strengthen the learning experiences for our families. In our old format, we usually would do these in a face-to-face format. You would be providing that input on a form that you see in front of you there. But today in this virtual format, we're going to allow you to provide your input again through the chat box at the bottom of your screen. Mr. Doan will be guiding you throughout this presentation to be able to provide that feedback throughout the meeting. So at this time, I want to see if you can locate the chat box. And if you can, I would like for you to put your full name in that chat box right now. This will help us as well, serve as attendance for us as well. So we'll give you a minute to search the chat box and just place your name in that chat box. Also, just be careful. We have some, the presentation is having a few little scribble marks on it. We would like to make sure that you're not writing on the documents, because this is something that we're using to make sure that our parents are aware of our information. And so we need to keep that clear of marks, So again, please refrain from marking on the documents that we're using for the presentation. All right, let's move forward. We're now going to look briefly at our school profile. If you'll advance to the next one. This school profile contains a lot. It contains a lot of information. And we're not going to do a deep dive through this information. Again, this is what we utilize to help us make decisions about instruction and how to support our students every 45 days with our area superintendent. But it's a 6-page document that details a lot about our demographics, our attendance, our academic performance, our discipline data. And again, we won't do a deep dive, but just to give you some context, we've got approximately 24,000 educators in Gwinnett County Public Schools and support staff, and we serve about 182,000 students across 142 schools. We've got about 81 elementary schools, 29 middle schools, 24 high schools, 7 specialty schools, and 1 charter school. So we've got a lot out there to offer for students in Gwinnett County Public Schools. If any of this information that we're giving to you right now is of interest to you, please know that we can give that to you in your preferred language. There's a drop-down button there that I can pull this information in any language that you need. And so this will be available to you upon request. But if we look to the right, you'll see some beginning information about our the summary information. And just to talk a little bit about our school, we have about 1,609 students in our middle school compared to the entire 41,000 here in Gwinnett. Our students who receive services through this Title I program, we've got 94% of our population who are on free and reduced price lunches, and this Title I funding that we utilize directly impacts these students and pretty much benefits the entire school. So we have 94% as compared to Gwinnett County's 66% and middle school's 66% and Gwinnett County's 65%. If we look at our school in terms of language, our multilingual learner education program, we have 72, almost 73% of our kids are second language learners, compared to Gwinnett County middle schools at 31% and Gwinnett County as a whole, 25%. That percentage data right there is very huge when we start to talk about some other things in terms of instruction. So again, look at our schools in terms of the multilingual. We're 72% as compared to 31 and 25% for Gwinnett County. Special education, we're right at 10%. You can see the comparisons there with Gwinnett County, about 13%. Then our gifted program, we've got about 10% of our students in our gifted program compared to 20% in Gwinnett County's other 41 middle schools and 16% for the entire county. We are doing some great things with our gifted education program. We've moved from 8% all the way up to right now, we're probably at 13%, but this data shows prior to students being qualified for the program. They're in the testing program right now. Let's move on to the student side, Mr. Doan. Are you able to click in on that? And we'll just go through just a few highlights and move forward from the school data.
Can you see it loading, Ms. Cooks?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right.
If we go down to the school side and do Lilburn Middle. And again, if any of this document you're interested in getting, you can get that from us, please. We've already done the summary. Click on the students and let's just show just some more interesting facts about our school. Gwinnett County Public Schools is very diverse. We have about 105 different spoken languages in Gwinnett County, 27 languages here in our school. About 30 countries are represented in our school. Want to look down at the bottom to look at some attendance. The one to the left talks about 51% of our students who have regular attendance, meaning that they are here 95% of the school year, as compared to Gwinnett County of 66 and 57. So we're a little bit below the average in terms of our regular attendance. And we've got a lot of measures in place to make sure that our students are here every day. And as you can see on the right side, we've got about 24% of our students or 25% that are chronically absent, meaning that they're absent about 10% or more of the enrolled days. We have a phenomenal counselor, Ms. Nollert, who that's her full-time job is to sit and look at data according to our students' attendance, because for students to be successful, they've got to be in school the entire 180 days. We know that they're going to be out sometimes for illnesses or special things that's going on, but we really want our students here every day because it impacts the academics. That's the foundation, and that's attendance. We can move to School of Performance now, Mr. Doyne. This section just kind of gives you a comparison of our 4 content academic areas and how they compare to Gwinnett County Public Schools. So if we look at English language arts, our performance, meaning what kids are doing in the proficient and distinguished, meaning they are in the passing range, 27% of our students are in proficient and distinguished as compared to GCPS 50% middle schools. In mathematics, we're about 30% proficient and distinguished compared to the other schools in Gwinnett County. Science, 19% compared to the other percentage as 39% for Gwinnett County. Social studies, about 26% of our students compared to 48% for GCPS. And then again, when we look at the reading levels, we see that 49% of our students are reading reading at their grade level. Okay, and so again, when I talk to you about the attendance, and we're having about 50% of our kids who have missed, some time at school, that's going to be directly related to sometimes the scores that we have here. But the other piece I want to look at is to your right, the English proficiency. Even though our students, we have about 40% of our students at or below or above grade level, that means we still have about 50-something% who are not. However, we have about 55% of our students who are meeting progress towards their proficiency. So we've got a lot of things that we're doing for the students in terms of getting them ready in their content, but as well as helping them to acquire the language. So although we have a lot of students who are reading below grade level, a lot of our intervention programs are pushing 55% of our students towards their English language proficiency. And we're very proud of that. And that has a direct correlation to scores. If students aren't able to read the questions and understand or be able to comprehend at a high level, they're not then able to show and demonstrate their knowledge on these proficiency tests. So we're working towards continuously towards the English language proficiency. We can move to the staff, and I promise I'm going to be finished with this in a minute. I just wanted to bring some context to our results. So our staff, we have a phenomenal staff here. We have a young staff. If you can see the comparisons there between Gwinnett County, other middle schools, we have about 38% of our teachers who are here 5 years and under. So brand new staff, but they're bringing a lot of energy, young staff, bringing lots of new innovative ideas to our team. Okay, we can move on. I'm going to save the results from the family EES survey for a little bit later because we're going to get some input on that. But again, all of this information again can be looked at and reviewed across multiple years and in any language upon your request. All right, we're going to stop right here and just give you a minute to just think about what you've just seen and what you've heard. If there's something that you notice, something that you wonder about, something that puzzled you, or something that reminded you of something you want to know more about, take a couple of minutes to just think about that, and you're able to unmute or put your questions in the chat and we can talk about this briefly.
And Ms. Cooks, while they're doing that, I know we've had several people join in the last few minutes. Just wanted to explain how to find the interpretation if they needed to find that.
Okay.
Si necesita ayuda para escuchar esta reunión en español, la señora Lindsay está interpretando. Hay un canal donde se puede encontrar el globo o los tres puntitos donde va a buscar interpretación y después puede seleccionar español o vietnamita y debe poner en silencio el audio original para poder entender esta reunión en español. And we also have an interpreter in Vietnamese. Ms. Nguyen is interpreting in Vietnamese, so you can do the same thing. You can find the icon of the globe or the three little dots, click that, select interpretation, then Vietnamese, and I recommend, or we recommend, silencing the original audio so you can clearly hear the interpretation.
Okay, so at this time, do we have any questions about the school data that we just reviewed?
I did see our principal also join, Ms. Cooks, just in case you missed that.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Irish. And Mr. Dorn, if there are some questions in the chat, let me know. Or if anyone wants to unmute and speak at this time, we're welcome to do that. If so, we'll move forward with our educational survey results.
I don't see anything in the chat just yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll move forward then. All right. So next we want to share some results from our parent perception survey.
Oh.
Okay. These questions are organized into themes. And from previous years, our areas of strength have included from our feedback from our community is communication, leadership, our facilities, and safety. And we know that these are all foundational factors that support successful teaching and learning. And so for the areas of strength, we're going to continue to maintain those and build on what's working well. And then for the areas that we need to improve on, we're collaborating with you, our families, to determine some strategies to improve and ensure that we're meeting the needs of all of our school community. So just looking at some of the questions here, we want all A's. We want to be a straight A school. And so I'm noticing here, if you look at some of the scores, our areas that we did meet the 90% or better, I feel welcome at this school. We love that. We want you to always feel that you can come in and you are a part of the equation that helps students be successful. So we're thankful for that. The school represents different cultures. 95% feel that we do. And then one other area that was very well was the support that students feel that we're communicating in different languages. However, some of the ones that we were wanting to get some feedback on is, this school tells me how I can help my students with homework. There's about 85%, which is still a good number, but we want to improve on that. Another one is parent and family participants participate in important decisions about their students' education. We're about 83%. We definitely want that to rise because we are again, this is a partnership, and there are several things that parents need to make the decision on with recommendations from us. But the parent decision is the last decision that we want to make. So for instance, right now our 8th graders are getting ready to move on to high school. And one of the pieces of information that the high schools will need is what school we're going to go to. We have 2 high schools that we feed into, Meadow Creek High School and McClure. And so that decision on which high school to go to is a parent and student decision. As a school, we can give recommendations on courses that they will take at the high school, but we really want you all to engage with the high schools, all of the information, the tours that they give, the videos, and all the information about the programs that they have at their school to make a very good informed decision about the high schools. We're putting that information out there, and it's a window open for a long time, but we want more of our parents to be able to make those decisions. Again, parents and families have input into improving this school. We're about 82%. We want to increase that. This meeting is one of those ways that you can give feedback to our school, and the many surveys that we have over the school year can also give you that voice to help us know what you're feeling and how we can make things better at our school. Our family engagement nights, we always end those nights with surveys as well. Just to see how effective or how beneficial those programs were to you. So there are lots of opportunities for you to give input into plans for improving the schools. We just need you to take advantage of those and spread the word to other folks who may not have been at some of those meetings. All right, and the other one again is school communicates effectively with my family. We're about 87%. We want to see that reach that 90%. Because as a school, we're feeling like we are giving and communicating across many platforms. We communicate through emails, through text messaging, through Parent Square. We send flyers home with students. We use social media. And so we are feeling that sometimes despite those efforts, we're not fully connecting. So one of the things that we need your help with is just to help us, how can we strengthen and make sure that the communication is reaching and engaging the families? Are there any other ways that we could make it easier for you to stay involved in the school? And then what would you help us do to close that gap between the information that we send out and the actions that we hope to see from each of our parents? Just think about those 3 questions. Again, on our surveys, we thank everyone who participated in that, but for 1,600 students, we had about 298 respondents. That's probably less than 20% of our school. And so we know that we have ideas out there that we're not hearing from, and we want to make sure that we hear that voice from all of our folks. So again, we want to know, think about that. How can we, what are we not doing that we could do better in terms of our communication so that we can reach and engage all of our parents? Do you all have any ideas about that at this time? I do believe Mr. Doyne did make a comment in our Rising 6th grade meeting the other night that our students have become a little tech savvy in terms of blocking some of the messages that reach home. So we want to make sure that you're, staying on top of receiving messages, because we do that weekly. Do we have any ways that you think we could make it easier to stay involved? We're doing things like this, having virtual meetings to make it easier for you to access the meetings anywhere. Hopefully you're not driving in your car accessing the meetings, but we try to make it easier for you to access it. But our goal is definitely to close that gap between the information that we're sending out and then actions that we need to see happen for our school. So if you have any ideas about that in the future, please let us know.
One parent said that we have many platforms that we use that are successful, so no suggestions at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Local school council member, Ms. Mack. So thank you, Ms. Mack, for all your support.
Okay, we'll move forward. And those were the questions again, Mr. Dorn, just about what they're noticing. We're going to move forward to do a quick overview of our local school plan of improvement, also known as our LSPI. We have different parts of our LSPI, and they speak to different parts of the students in terms of their academics, their social emotional learning, just all of the supports that we have for students to be successful. And so each of our schools are responsible for development of a local school improvement plan, and it's aligned to our district strategic plan. We continually review the data sets to determine, again, our areas of a need and the things that we're doing well. And so for each of the goals, a specific measurable objective is determined, and then we have some action steps that we put into place that to help us to achieve those goals. And in this process, we involve all of our teachers, our parents, you, the community members. All of us are a part of this development process. So let's move to do a highlight of some of our goals. So 1A and 1B deals with empathy. And this is one of the ways that we're going to accomplish our goals is through empathy. And we believe that the well-being of our students and our staff is a direct correlation to student success. So lots of different action steps that we do to make sure that our students and our teachers are coming to school and their well-being is taken care of. One of the things, we get feedback from them through the surveys. We get feedback through student advisement teams. We partner with our students. They're able to be a part of our team to give feedback from what students are saying in the schools, as well as teachers. They have opportunities to have meetings with our principal and meetings with our admin team to give their feedback. We offer monthly staff outings and quarterly wellness activities to keep our teachers and our students as well to support their mental health and their well-being. So that deals with our first one. The second one deals with equity. And so at Lilburn Middle School, we recognize that we have a diverse learning needs of our students. And so we have a comprehensive system of academic and behavioral safety nets that's going to help us to foster those high levels of achievement. Lots of different programs we offer. As we looked at our data a little earlier, we have a gifted program. So that supports students with those advanced academic skills. We also have an ESOL Academy. So that supports students that with the content-specific strategies as they acquire the academic language and as they acquire their language proficiency. We have a special needs department that supports students that have an individual education plan. And so many levels of systems of supports for our students. We offer tutoring. We offer supports through our counselors to help with the social emotional learning needs of our students. We want our students to be involved. So we have 30+ clubs and organizations that our students can join to help them feel a part of the school, which we know that if students are involved in school, they do better. They feel connected and they feel a part of something, and they strive to do better in school. And then we also have a PBIS, which is a positive behavior intervention system, where we teach our students how to navigate the middle school. And we have some reward systems in place to help students know that they are on track for navigating the middle school. All right, we can move to the next one, Mr. Dorn. We have our effectiveness. That's our third way that we accomplish our goals. And lots of our action steps that are included in this. We believe that maintaining a high level of performance, is what we're here for every day. So we have, we regularly monitor our LSPI. Like I said before, we do 45, 90-day reviews on all of our data just to see how we are against our plans. We planned, now how are we implementing that plan? And we can move forward to that, Mr. Dorn. I think I said a lot of that before with our MTSS.
Yes, ma'am. And just a request from the interpreters to take a brief
Just-
pause once in a while.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. All right, and our last one is excellence. At Lilburn Middle School, we really are wanting to make sure that we excel, and that is not an option. So it's an expectation for us. We know that our students deserve a school community that's focused on excellence in every way. So we're committed to having a world-class school here at middle school. And we have several things that we are doing to make sure that that happens. Again, a collective efficacy. We're making sure that everybody's on the same page, giving us feedback into what it is to foster this climate of excellence. And we're doing that through high quality instruction. Our teachers are working together. They study together each week to plan high level engaging lessons that are accessible to all of our students, no matter which language proficiency, individual education plan. If they're gifted students, we are planning lessons that will engage those students. We are making sure that we have a positive school culture through that positive behavior or PBIS system. We are making sure that we have a student-centered approach. We involve our students in our decision-making. We have platforms for them to be able to give their feedback on how the school is benefiting them. So we've got a great commitment, and I think we're doing very well at making sure that we make our students feel welcome here, which we did get an A on welcoming our students. I feel our students feel welcome. All right, and at this time, thank you for listening to me. I'm going to turn the mic over to Mr. Doyne, who's going to talk to us about some community engagement documents that we'll definitely need your feedback on. And Mr. Doyne, you're okay. Thought you were muted.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so whether or not you have students with us or you have students at Lilburn Elementary School, Nesbitt Elementary School, Rockbridge Elementary School, or most of the schools by now in Gwinnett County Public Schools, we are Title I school. So with that comes the plan and the promise. And so the plan and the promise is a combination of two documents. And this is a draft of the document for this year. And that's one of the main purposes of this meeting, is to determine what this document is going to look like for the 2025-2026 school year. And after this meeting, we will compile your suggestions and comments and feedback and update this document for us to review during our document review over the next 3 days from 2 to 4. It'll be online on our website and also here in the Family Engagement Center. So if you want to stop by or tell your friends or neighbors or family members to stop by to review the draft hard copies and provide feedback there. So from there, we will be sending it to the Title I office, the district Title I office for review, and then finalizing it over the summer. So then, as you probably remember from this last year, you will get a message in Parent Square to ask all of our families to sign off on these documents. So these are, these are two documents. The plan and the promise is a combination of two documents. It includes the Family and Community Engagement Plan, which shows how we are providing opportunities for our families to engage in the education of their students. So it talks about different activities that we can have, such as this meeting here, such as our family academic nights, such as PTSA meetings, international nights, parent-teacher conferences, our very popular Inform with Irish monthly meetings with our principal, our Rising Sixth Grade Transition meeting, which we had last week, ESOL family events. We have our ESOL Noche de Loteria, our bingo night this Friday. Oops. And I'm going to stop sharing this page and bring up another document here, another page. Let's switch computers. And this is available in English and Spanish. So this is page 1 of the draft. And part of the document also includes our school goals. It tells what our goals are. And we're here to talk about some of our goals, which are, for example, to provide students with a high quality curriculum and instruction in a supportive and effective learning environment. But in order to meet the goals, we have some things that we are discussing right now about what we're going to do. For example, we propose that we will have family workshops and school-wide events to show, since literacy has been a focus ever since I've worked at this school and probably will continue to be, and probably any school, how to conduct workshops where families can learn how to support the school's effort to improve literacy skills. We will explain how you can monitor your child's academic progress, how to promote their social and emotional growth. And then we will ask students to read for at least 30 minutes every night. This is a proposal, Monday through Thursday, and complete homework and study for tests and assessments. Stay focused in class and ask teacher questions when they have questions, and implement the social and emotional learning strategies that we are teaching them. And then, of course, we would like our families to sign off on a couple ways to work with your children. So, for example, to attend workshops to learn about different literacy strategies and implement those strategies, to make sure the kids are reading at home at least 30 minutes, and to monitor your children's academic progress through Parent View, and to check your email for the progress reports, and attend workshops to learn how to support children's social and emotional development and implement strategies as appropriate. So this is the draft, again, of the plan and the promise. And in a little bit, I will put a link in the chat for you to provide your feedback, because, again, this is agreement among all of us, or among family members, among staff and community members. So that's one document here. And then I believe that's when we'll go back to the presentation. So shortly, I will put a link in the chat where you can provide your feedback. But I think this takes us back to the budget. Takes us to the budget, Ms. Cooks.
Thank you, Mr. Doan. As I mentioned earlier, our Title I program is the largest federal assistance programs. And so based on the number of students who are on free and reduced price lunches, there's a formula that then provides us a allocation. So this year for 24-25, our total school allocation was, you advance to the next one, Mr. Doan, was $940,000. And so if you could look at this document here, we have the budget categories to your left. In the middle, we have the amounts and percentages, and then the use of those funds. And pretty much for this year, 80% of our budget was allocated towards funding additional instructional staff, because we recognize that the high quality teaching and instructional resources are the primary drivers for student success. So those additional teachers that we're hiring, and we did 9 teachers, they provided the targeted support for special student groups. It helps us to lower the student-teacher ratio in the classroom, and so that we're able to do a lot of the instructional strategies that we have in place to support students. 15% of that budget went to direct instructional support, which includes instructional supplies. Each year we give our students at the beginning of the school year, if you remember last year, we gave a 32-item kit of all types of resources, from pencils and pens to binders, things that they need for their classes. We gave that to students. We also pay for all of the web-based subscriptions that they use, like Nearpod and Flocabulary, Test Prep, web-based subscriptions, and MobiMax, things that they utilize in the classrooms that are web-based that they can use at home. We pay for those through our Title I budget. We also fund professional development. We know that ongoing collaboration with our teachers help them to enhance their instructional practices. So we fund a lot of professional development for our teachers. And then we do have 1% of the district title funds that come to help us to support activities in the parent center and activities with these family engagement opportunities. So this is pretty much our budget for this year. We have not been allocated our source for next year, but we pretty much use this same formula with most of the budget going to additional staff, again, to help support the needs, the different diverse needs that we have in our school. And again, for instruction, most of our budget and pretty much all of it goes to instruction in some type of way, either direct or indirectly, helping the students with their instructional needs. And with that, we just want to see if you have any questions about how we have allocated our budget. Any questions on how we plan for allocating of the budget? All right, I'm going to take that pause. Is that you are in agreement that we are good stewards of our funding, and we're doing it for the best and the benefit of our students. Mr. Dorn, I'm going to pass the mic back to you for our staff capacity building.
All right. Okay, so we have, as you probably know, we have staff meetings and staff trainings throughout the year, but we want to make sure we solicit your input from your perspective, because you have a different perspective than we do who work at the school, about what kind of training you think the teachers would benefit from, as it says on the screen, to better assist you in supporting your child's learning. So not just teachers, just staff members as well. Could be counselors, could be myself here in the Parent Center, it could be paraprofessionals, could be clerical staff. And I will be adding the input form here in a bit. I put one document in the chat, and that's the Plan and the Promise draft in English. And I'm about to add the draft in Spanish, but look for a couple more links to come out for review, but also to be able to place your feedback. So we would like to hear from you. What do you think, in your opinion, our teachers and staff could benefit from? What kind of training? And we do ask this pretty much on every survey you'll see throughout the school year, because we're always looking to get feedback from our families, and also to make sure we are providing the just-in-time training to our staff, or the most important training to our staff, to make sure we're serving our students the best way possible. Okay, so okay, I'm putting another document in the chat here. And there's the draft of the Plan and the Promise in Spanish. Ms. Cooks, I can add a couple more links in the chat if you like, or move to the next slide.
Just wanted to see if there are any thoughts that you want to unmute. Again, you can unmute and just let us know, and then we can follow up with the written
Sure.
feedback.
I did
If
just put
not-
the feedback link in the chat, and that's the same document for English and Spanish feedback.
Okay. All right, we can move forward.
Okay. The county also has a family and community engagement plan, and there is a form that goes along with that to provide provide feedback about the county family and community engagement plan. So there is a video that we are asked to play for you that gives you an idea about the school district's family and community engagement plan. So I think at this point, I will play that. There is a Spanish video, and I'll put the link to the Spanish video in the chat, but we're going to listen to the English video here in just a moment. Switching computers again. Okay. Share.
And this is our plan and to increase the academic achievement.
So I think you're fixing that, Mr. Dorn, but it was, we were hearing the sounds a little double.
You hear this after the video?
No, we're not hearing it right now. Had a little feedback initially, but now we can't hear it.
We are Gwinnett County Public Schools, and this is our plan for engaging our families and communities to increase the academic achievement of our students. Our district receives Title I Part A funds to help us meet the academic needs of your children. We use these funds to hire additional teachers in our Title I schools, purchase technology and resources, and to hire parent liaisons to serve as ambassadors for the school community. In GCPS, we know that when schools, families, and communities work together to support learning, children tend to do better in school, stay in school longer, and are more engaged in learning. This is why we have invited all of our stakeholders, our families, school staff, and community members to partner with us. Our goals as we partner with you are to establish expectations for meaningful and effective family engagement, and to strengthen the academic achievement of our students by engaging and supporting our families in the education of their children. We encourage you to attend monthly board meetings, join your local school council, or become a member of the Federal Program's Family School Partnership Parent Advisory Council to share your ideas and suggestions about the district and school's improvement plans. Another way for you to get involved is to attend your local school's Title I planning meeting, which will be held between the months of March and May each year. At these meetings, you can review local school data, help to revise the family engagement documents, and provide your input on the school's goals and Title I budget for the upcoming school year. Speaking of money, did you know that you have a say in how the district funds for family engagement activities are spent? This budget is discussed at the Federal Programs Family School Partnership Parent Advisory Council and the local school planning meetings, and we ask for input from all of our stakeholders. A portion of the Title I funds are set aside for family engagement needs. Currently, we use these funds to help offset the cost of ensuring that each Title I school has a parent center and a designated person to support parents. One of the most important parts of the Family and Community Engagement Program under Title I is building the capacity of schools and families to support student learning from home. That means making sure that our families have the knowledge and resources to be instructional leaders from their very own living rooms. It also means ensuring that our school staff is ready to support you as true partners in the education of your children. In GCPS, we understand that families are their child's first and most important teachers. Every school has workshops to help you learn more about important topics such as what your child is expected to learn and how they will be tested. School staff will also guide you on how to follow your child's progress in his classes and the best ways to communicate with his teachers. You can also attend classes that will teach you how to support your child from home with the subjects she is learning at school, like reading or math. Plus, with so much technology at your child's fingertips these days, we can help you learn how to use digital resources like eClass to help you support her learning from home. In addition, starting a new school level can be scary for both students and families, but in GCPS, we offer helpful programs like workshops for parents and school tours for students, so going to kindergarten, 6th grade, or 9th grade for the first time can be fun for everyone. We also know that in education, we have a language all of our own, and we promise to try to speak to you and yours. If you ever need more help so that you can understand us, please ask. We can usually get things translated or find an interpreter for you. We also promise to communicate in multiple ways, such as printed flyers, websites, social media, and text messages, to name just a few, to keep you informed. Finally, we are always learning from you. Each year, we ask you to complete a survey to help us evaluate our program. Your feedback helps us to better understand the needs of the school community, how we can improve our partnership with families, and how we can remove barriers that may prevent you from participating in the school process. We count on your feedback to help us know where we need to improve to better serve you and your children. After all, that is why we are here. Thanks for watching our Family and Community Engagement Plan video. We look forward to meeting you at our next Federal Programs Family School Partnership Parent Advisory Council or at your local school planning meeting. It is our pleasure to serve you.
Created using Powtoon.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dorn. And as you can see, the school and the district level are aligned with the programs and opportunities for families to engage. Our school compact, or the family engagement document Mr. Dorn showed earlier, shows you all of the different times that we have opportunities for you to come into the school and learn more about how to help your students at home. But at this time, we have concluded all of the information that we wanted to share with you about our school. We know that there was a lot of information, but if there is anything that you need from us additionally to help you give us some feedback, please don't hesitate to ask us. Again, those documents that I showed you earlier are able to be given to you in any language, and they are accessible upon your request. We're again just encouraging you to stay informed throughout the school year. and to help us by providing feedback throughout the school year. Mr. Doan, do you have any other things that you want to mention in terms of the next steps past this meeting? And then, as always, we'd like to give our principal, Dr. Irish, an opportunity to come before our participants with anything that she has to say.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Ms. Cooks. I did put a few links into the chat that you may have seen, and I did mention them once, but I'll mention them again. This is where you can definitely provide feedback now in the chat, or I think Ms. Cook said we could possibly unmute, but yeah, she definitely said we could unmute, but also you can provide your feedback on the links that I provided in the chat, either the local school feedback form or the district feedback form, because we just watched the video from the district, and I'd like to be able to send some feedback up to the district about what your thoughts are about the district-wide family engagement plan. Also, I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, but some of you were not logged in just yet, but tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. here in the Family Engagement Center. If you want to stop by and look at hard copies of these documents and provide feedback face-to-face, or they will be available on our website. And let me put that link in the chat where you'll be able to review the documents as well. I see a couple of parents already filled out the feedback form, and I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you for your comments. And there's our website where you'll be able to find our draft documents. But I did want to mention, let's see what's on the next screen here. The county, I think they did mention in the video, the county does have a part of the family engagement budget for the county. 1% supports family engagement and is divided amongst all of the Title I schools to partially fund my job and or the parent outreach liaison, or to fund family engagement at school. But the budget can be used to provide other opportunities, other resources for family engagement. And you're welcome to share that information now, your thoughts now, or on the document that I put in the chat. As it says at the bottom, families, please add your comments or suggestions to the district planning meeting input form. And as I mentioned, the Title I document review period is tomorrow through Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. And as it says, please share this information. We have 50 or so of you in this meeting, which is great, but there's a lot more people that weren't able to connect. So please pass the word. The more brains we have around this process of educating your children, the better. And I will say, just while I have the mic, is we are looking forward to next year, and I think I know all of you are interested in providing the best educational experience for our kids. We are looking for some volunteers to help here at school with different meetings and programs, including international night or skate night, or some other events like our spirit nights, our teacher appreciation week, and that's through the Parent Teacher Student Association. So if you're interested in helping out with that, we'd love your help. We know that when families are involved and show up at school, whether it's for the PTSA or to help during lunch with our PBIS store or book fairs, when the students see their parents, and you have to work, I understand that, but maybe once in a while you could stop by or contact me. When the kids see their parents, it motivates them to take school even more seriously. And almost always when the parents are involved to any degree, the students will do better in school. So we'd love that investment of your time. We know you're doing everything you can to support your kids from home, but if you have some time to help here at school, we would love that.
Awesome. And Dr. Irish, if you're on, we just want you to give some greetings, please.
Awesome. First and foremost, Mrs. Cooks and Mr. Doyne, phenomenal job. I always love attending these meetings because it just really echoes like what we are accomplishing throughout the school year. So thank you for presenting that to our families. It looks like we have a good, strong 52 head count on the call. So I think that's a great group of families to work with. I do want to let you know that you heard a lot of good information. Each year we are going from good to great. So one of the things that I would like to encourage you to do is to get a communication buddy. So as we send out different sources of communication out, like meetings like this, tap your buddy and get them on the call with us. We realize that we have a very diverse school, and the way that we're going to connect all of the dots and build that bridge is by having our parents and our families get and stay involved in what's happening here at our school. The last thing I do want to say is that there is an opportunity coming up to continue to have our school be marked as a Title I school, which is great because we get lots of resources. And so we want you to be looking out for free and reduced lunch application documentation that will be coming out, and a request to complete different steps. The first opportunity will be, don't have the date, but it's going to be open in July, and then we will launch that formally during open house. So we're going to be asking you to complete a free and reduced lunch application, and that will help to inform next year's budget that you heard Mrs. Cooks referencing. So anyway, a big thank you to all of our families who are on the call, and a huge thank you to Mrs. Cooks and Mr. Doyne for leading us in our Title I efforts. But I'm going to sign off at this point. I do thank everyone for being here tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Irish. And again, I think you hear again, over and over again, we need you. This is a partnership again. We do have the expertise in the instructional side, but we also always need the lens from the parents and the community to see how we are doing, if it's working for our students. So please do stay in touch, stay informed, ask your students questions, and provide that feedback to us so that we continue to stay great. And with that being said, Mr. Doyne, record time, an hour and almost 12 minutes. I think we did a great job of honoring the time of our participants.
Yes, ma'am. And I think I wouldn't mind staying on, and not just to answer questions, but also to encourage people to fill out the feedback form. I see that 2 people have filled out the feedback form so far. Last year we didn't have that many, but hopefully we can get a few more this time.
Okay, I'll stay on with you as well. And if you have any questions, again, no matter how small you think it may be, you're definitely welcome to unmute and ask. We'll both stay on for a few minutes. But at this time, we have concluded the meeting. And if you are wanting to exit, you can leave the meeting at this time. Again, thank you for your time and consideration.
I'll just stop the share and we can get a whole. Thank you, Ms. Mack. I know you started your day early at your school.
Yes.
Interpreters, thank you for your help. Gracias,
Yes, thank you again. Thank you.
I think I'll go ahead and shut down the interpretation so we can all be live if necessary.
And Ms. Lopez, yes, to your question, thank you. And you are able to sign out. I think Mr. Doyne will be able to help us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you for your help.
No problem. Anytime.
Yes, Ms. Nguyen, yes, thank you for your help as well. We appreciate you. This job would be a lot harder. This meeting would be a lot more challenging if we didn't have our interpreters. Sería mucho más difícil si no tuvimos nuestros intérpretes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nguyen. Have a good evening.
Gracias por informarnos de nuestros hijos.
Ms. Avila, were you saying something?
I'm not sure. Looks like Aurelia is asking about filling out a form. So, si puede rellenar este formulario, hay un enlace en el chat. Si nos podría rellenar eso para tener sus opiniones, sus ideas, sus comentarios. Hay dos enlaces. Uno es para los comentarios acerca de nuestra escuela. Otro enlace que voy a poner otra vez ahora nos va a decir al distrito en qué se puede mejorar relacionado con la participación de padres. Para apoyar en algo de la escuela, qué horario es? Okay, to help out at the school, what schedule would that be? It really depends on the event. We do have a core group of parents that meets on a regular basis to discuss events, to plan events. Tenemos un pequeño grupo de padres que se reúne para planificar para los eventos. But also for things like book fair or to be a chaperone for a field trip, to help out in the cafeteria. For example, we have teacher appreciation lunch coming up. We need some help supervising the cafeteria. That's just a few hours, or could be an hour. Entonces, depende en qué quiere ayudar. Tenemos eventos que solo dura 1 hora o 3 horas. Hay eventos como viajes con los niños donde necesitamos ayuda. Pero si quiere mandarme un mensaje, con gusto vamos a ver en qué se puede ayudar. Gracias a usted. And I always share my cell phone with everybody. Siempre comparto mi celular con todos. This is cell y what's up. Okay, thank you, Señora Dilma. Ms. Dilma says, Ms. Cooks, in my opinion, is that everything is very good. Thank you for teaching my children.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Gracias, Señora Dilma. And I think Dr. Irish isn't here. We do have Teacher Appreciation Week next week, but Principal Appreciation Week, Principal Appreciation Day is this Thursday. I think it'd be a really nice idea if you want to just send a short note with your child to bring to me, and I can make sure to get it to the principal. She's been here 5 years, and I think it's been 5 great years, and I feel like we're lucky to have her.
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Y ya sabemos que la próxima semana es la semana de agradecimiento para los maestros y los empleados, pero este jueves es el día de agradecimiento para nuestra directora. Si quiere mandar una nota breve con su hijo y me lo puede entregar a mí y voy a entregar la nota a la directora. Algo pequeño para mostrar nuestro aprecio para nuestra directora que ha estado aquí 5 años y ha sido 5 años excelentes en mi opinión. Gracias, señor Dilma. Thank you. I'm getting notifications that people are filling out the form. I set the form to send me an email when people fill out the form, so I'm hearing those dings. Estoy recibiendo notificaciones cuando rellenen el formulario, entonces gracias por rellenarlo. What do you say, at 6:22, Ms. Cooks?
Yes,
One more
sir.
minute?
I'm here. I
Okay.
can stay
I'm
as
not
long
early.
as you need.
Okay. Let's see.
Especially when we're getting some feedback.
Ya, ya. Podemos esperar a menos que estemos recibiendo comentarios de ustedes. Let's see, anything else, Ms. Cooks, that I'm forgetting?
No, as I'm reflecting myself, I think about the pictures that you showed earlier today. That was a, really nice picture of the things and the cultural diversity we have here. I think about maybe we can do some videos next year, or maybe what's happening in the classroom, some short videos, just to kind of show parents kind of, some things that the students are learning. Might be a nice touch for next year. But
Yeah,
I love these photos.
these are photos from our international night, if you weren't here earlier. Son fotos de nuestra noche internacional. It was exactly 1 month ago tonight. We were enjoying this. Era exactamente un mes antes de hoy, cuando estábamos disfrutando este evento internacional. That would be another good way to help out if you want to even just come represent your culture. A lot of families brought food. We had some dancers, singers. El año pasado, este año disfrutamos de comidas y es una manera para apoyar en la escuela. And the pictures are great, but also the subjects are great. But Luis Contreras, I don't know a lot of professional photographers, but I just think he's fantastic. He takes just some amazing photos, I think.
He does, and I
Yeah.
like how he zooms in on the pictures and then have the faded in the back. I mean, he's doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's some great pictures.
He's a Meadow Creek grad.
Awesome, awesome.
El fotógrafo es un graduado de Meadow Creek High School. He donates his time and photos to us. I especially like the one where you have people representing all kinds of different cultures in the same photo. Aprecio las fotos. Mis favoritos son cuando tenemos varias culturas representadas en la misma foto. Well, I'm not getting any more dings right now. Let me just ask if anybody has any questions. But so before we close the meeting, just wanted to see if anybody wanted more time or see if you had any questions. Antes de que cerremos la reunión, quisiera saber si alguien necesita más tiempo o si alguien tiene una otra pregunta. Dr. Irish's son. I think his sister-in-law was in this meeting tonight.
It's Arce.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ms. Cooks, what do you think? I'm not hearing anything from any of the
Okay.
folks.
Yeah, we've got 24 still signed on. I don't know what that means, if they're just hanging out with us or they need more time.
They're just checking out the photos.
Uh-huh. We'll give it about 5 more minutes. 6:30 on the dot, we'll shut it down.
Okay. Well, let me get some color run photos then, maybe. Or which would you like? Hispanic Heritage? Those are good ones. Let's see.
So just to tell you, we had 2 students from our 8th grade in Miss Ginyard's class who came to talk to me and talk to Dr. Irish and Miss Fertney regarding literacy. We keep talking about the fact that that is one of our cornerstones of learning here is literacy. So the students came to present their petition for having more representation of Latino literature.
Interesting.
And absolutely, I mean, just phenomenal presentation to us. And so Ms. Fertney has a plan, Ms. Brooks has a plan. We're also going to be implementing some more things about Hispanic culture into the social studies where it can be implemented into that Georgia standards. So just great things. And that's the kind of feedback we need, because the students were saying we're 80% of the population. We need to hear more literacy that represents us. So love that.
Yeah.
And so the students are off now going to do some research on some text. They're bringing that back to us so that we can vet it as a school, make sure that it is approved by the county. And then we will be moving forward with some novel studies at the end of this year. And then those students will be leaving a legacy as we start to ramp that up for next year.
Well done.
That's the type of feedback we love.
Yeah. Get them to take some ownership over this.
Absolutely.
We were noticing that I think there were 6 or 7 members of the Meadow Creek Mariachi, and I think 3 of them won that Gates Millennium Scholarship. And they're all former orchestra kids.
Awesome.
I thought that was an interesting connection that they're going to MIT, they're going to Penn, they're going to Emory, I think, on full rides.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We need them to come back to
Yep.
speak to our students more.
I agree. Not sure what the drawing is. Yeah. I think some students are the ones that operate their parents' accounts, so they may be the ones connecting to these
Gotcha.
meetings.
Here we go with the hearts again. We love you too. All right, about 1 more minute. We're going to start counting down. It's 6:29. At 6:30, we're going to end our meeting. So last call for anyone who has any questions for us that they'd like to verbalize.
One of our students there, you might recognize Dulce, one of our Gear Up students that was dancing at Hispanic Heritage Night. Coral and her mother. Of course, we know the Archivetti, Miss Wing.
Absolutely.
Not sure who that is. I like the cat though.
All right, it's 6:30 on the dot. Once again, thank you. So Mr. Dorn, I'm going to sign off.
All right, and I will as well. Any final questions? Alguna última pregunta? All right, now Dr. Irish does like to sign off, have a parent sign off. So let's see if anybody's still out there. Let's see.
I know, okay.
See, anybody want to do our countdown for us? Alguien quiere? I don't know how to say countdown in Spanish. ¿Alguien quiere terminar la reunión de 10 hasta 1? All right. You want to do the honors, Ms. Cooks? 10 to 1, and once you hit 1, I'll hit stop.
Awesome. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good
night,
night.
Ms. Cooks. Thank you. Okay.